Republican Florida Congressman Mike Haridopolos. There we go. Great to see you this morning. Senate Majority Leader John Thune says he hopes the pre-funding for ICE and CBP through the big, beautiful bill will be enough for House Republicans to get on board with this plan. Is it? What do you think about all this?
Well, it's a must. As you know, we are facing challenges right here in the homeland. In Michigan, 2 attacks. In Virginia, and also Texas. We're facing attacks right now, and the Democrats refuse to fully fund DHS in the most important elements of it, including Border Patrol and ICE, for politics. There's no other reason. First, they allowed 10 million people in the country. Then they wouldn't allow law enforcement to help because of sanctuary city policies to remove a lot of these violent offenders. And now they won't fund the agency. And so we're doing everything possible to get the entire portion of DHS, not just parts, but the entire portion. And we think the most important portion is ICE and border security, because those are the very issues that we won the majority on in 2024. But sadly, because Democrats won't work with us at all, we've got to use reconciliation to get it done. And that's the matrix we're playing with right now, because the Democrats have simply said anything to appease their left-wing base.
So, Congressman, on Friday, President Trump issued another executive order, this time paying all 272,000 Homeland Security workers. Of course, it eases the pain for them. But I remember when Democrat Whip Catherine Clark called that leverage. Here's a reminder.
I mean, shutdowns are terrible. And of course, there will be, families that are going to suffer. We take that responsibility very seriously. But it is one of the few leverage times we have.
So now that leverage is largely gone, do you think Democrats might be finally willing to sit down and put an end to this meaningless shutdown?
No, I don't think they will. I think that they have played politics with people's lives too often. It's unacceptable. Again, 2 attacks in Michigan, 1 in Virginia, 1 in Texas, and we know that there's so many sleeper cells out there. We need CFB fully funded and to protect the homeland, especially given the realities of what's happening in Iran. The Democrats are in a situation where they want to do everything they can to weaken the United States, and it seems that at times they're rooting against the United States. That's one of the great frustrations I'm going through as a new member of Congress. It seems like the Democrats have left the field and all they want to do is point the fingers, when after all, we both know that they're the ones who let in 10 million people illegally, and now we're unwilling to fund the area agency that can get rid of the people that are ravaging their own neighborhoods. It's really a disgusting situation.
Yeah, Congressman, I want to turn to the war with Iran real quickly. President Trump released his budget blueprint Friday, seeks to boost Pentagon funding by more than 40% to a record-breaking $1.5 trillion. Now, you and I both know the president's budget is worth about as much as the paper it's printed on, regardless of party. But do you think the president will get most, if not all, of his defense request?
Well, I think where our focus is right now is, our focus is definitely on what's happening in Iran and making sure that once this conflict concludes, we have the weapons of war. So we're the strongest nation in the world. We're showing it over and over again, the incredible abilities of our military. Again, showing also the value we place on life. That said, it's going to be a tough sell in Washington because it's just so much money. As you know, we have a budget deficit. What we want to do is focus in on making sure that we keep the military intact, but we need to look very closely where those dollars are being spent. But in general, the military will be funded. It was at record numbers, of course, this year. And we're going to have to look at our resources once the Iranian conflict concludes.
So before I go, I do want to talk about the Artemis II mission, because I know you're on the Science, Space and Technology Committee and from Florida as well. So today we will see the lunar flyby, the farthest humans have traveled from Earth, surpassing the Apollo 13 record more than 50 years ago. This is pretty cool. What's your reaction to really this incredible feat and what we're seeing happen right now?
Well, you can see the smile on my face. What an incredible sight last Wednesday as NASA is back in business. We're going to the far side of the moon, just like Pink Floyd talked about. And we're going to enjoy some amazing views today. It's from these 4 brave astronauts circling the moon for the first time since 1972. We've shown a total commitment to space. As you know, the president created the Space Force, and a new NASA director, Jared Isaacman, has been spectacular. He has put the NASA back on track, and we're going to head back to the moon in 2 years and land on the moon for the first time since 1972. I couldn't be more thrilled, and it will make sure we beat the Chinese in space.
Looking forward
Exciting
to
day.
what, 2 more years, right?
Yep.
2 more years.
That's right.
All right, Congressman Mike Haridopolos, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you. Thank you, Mark. Thanks, Charla.